Zoomer Radio, AM 740, downtown FM 96.7. That's Simon and Garfunkel and James Taylor together covering Sam Cooke's What a Wonderful World. Happy Gang here, which today includes Ryan Hunt and Taylor Bloom, the stars of the Simon and Garfunkel Story. Guys, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Here.
Oh, my God.
I've been waiting to say that.
See what he did
I've been
there?
waiting to say that.
It's okay. The mayor beat you to it at about 7 o'clock this morning, but that's okay. Listen, they're playing everywhere. Let's deal with the Toronto show first. That's coming to Massey Hall on
November 17th.
That's correct, yeah.
At 8 p.m.
Okay.
We will also be in Hamilton the next night. That's November 18th at 8 p.m. And that's at the First Ontario Concert Hall. And that's also my birthday, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, happy pre-birthday.
I'm going to milk that for as much as I can.
Right, exactly. But you're all over Ontario. You got dates everywhere.
We are, yeah. We're starting on
that week.
Starting on the 12th, Sunday the 12th, November 12th, we'll be in Thunder Bay. Tuesday the 14th, Kitchener. Then London on the 15th. Then we start the Toronto, and then we're in Kingston on the 21st as well. So 6 dates in Ontario alone, which is pretty great.
If you want to get tickets for it, you want to go to the SimonandGarfunkelStory.com. That's the website. There's all kinds of information, fun video to look at, all that. But you can get your tickets there as well. The SimonandGarfunkelStory.com. Make sure you keep the in there.
Why not put the entire title of the show in your web address? It makes it easy, right?
Right.
You can't mess that up.
No way to forget it.
Yeah,
You
misspell
can't
that.
mess that up.
Well, thank goodness you didn't come up with an acronym or something, because that would have been
We
awful.
call it the S&G story when we talk about it. That's our short. That's for short.
The S&G story.
That's just because we're super cool, though. That's all.
Right.
The
That's
cooler you are, the more acronyms you can use.
Correct.
Now, I mean, is it basically a concert show, or is there stuff in there that deals with the relationship between the two of them and how that evolved?
I'll start,
Sure, go ahead.
and then I'll let you do your little. You
Great.
have a nice little.
I do have
Taylor's got a nice little package he likes.
I've got a
to
good
send.
nutshelling that I do.
All right, good.
It is in concert form. We do come out and we start with some songs, and then we do give a lot of information. We give kind of a retrospective of their career and lives, starting from literally the Tom and Jerry days. When they were in high school, starting a band, early rock and roll days. So, and we go all the way up to Central Park. So, covering all of the albums in chronological order. We don't do every song on every album, but we do 28 total songs. And then there's a couple other elements that are added to the show as well.
Yeah, in addition to any information that Ryan and I might share with the audience, there's also a multimedia element. There's a projection screen, some videos, photos and stuff that place the show and the music in a cultural and historical context that is not nearly as boring as I'm making it sound.
Right.
Because what I've discovered is that for the audiences that were kids at this time listening to this music, it reminds them of what they were going through at the time. And for younger audiences who maybe are not as familiar with the music and not as familiar with the time period from which it comes, it helps to place it for them so that it deepens the meaning of the music for everyone who comes to the show.
Now, is there a point where, you deal with each of them, like at the times they weren't together and the times they weren't getting along with each other sort of thing? Because, if you're going to do the Everly Brothers story, you can't do the Everly Brothers without one of them throwing the guitar down and walking off stage.
Right, sure.
We don't necessarily delve too far into it. We do talk about the breakup, and we talk about all that and how that affected the songs they were writing. We do mention that every once in a while, especially for Paul, since he did the lion's share of that. But no, we don't. There's a nice little medley before we do Central Park. There's a nice little medley that the band plays, a 3-song medley, and it's kind of 3 of Paul's hits.
Right.
So the idea is 50 Ways,
Sure.
You Can Call Me Al, and Me and Julio, and it's just kind of a quick little 3.5 minute, feature for the band, but also to kind of show this is what happened after they split.
Right. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's called the Simon and Garfunkel Story, and again, 1 million dates around Ontario. Well, 6. But they're coming somewhere close to you. You can get the dates, you can get tickets, all of that. The SimonandGarfunkelStory.com. We're going to put them to work one more time. Ryan and Taylor here this morning. You're going to do one more song for us, right? What are we doing?
We thought we'd do The Boxer.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. It's Ryan Hunt, Taylor Bloom. They are the stars of the Simon and Garfunkel Story, and you're hearing The Boxer live in studio at Zoomer Radio.
I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All I lies and jest. Still the man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of the railway station, running scared. Laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Asking only a workman's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the whores on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome I took some comfort there. Lie, 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 lie. Now the years they're rolling by me, they are rocking evenly. I am older than I once was, and younger than I'll be. That's not unusual. No, it isn't strange. After changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Then I'm laying out my winter clothes and wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters aren't leading me to going home. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him, till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains, yes, he still remains. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Wow. Beautiful. Again.
Thank you.
Amazing.
sir.
Ryan Hunt, Taylor Bloom, the stars of the Simon and Garfunkel Story, coming to Massey Hall November the 17th, and a bunch of other Ontario dates that you can find at thesimonandgarfunkelstory.com. Guys, a treat having you in this morning. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
We've had a
much.
great time.
Yeah.
How long is the show playing? It's just one night at Massey Hall, I know. But how long are you guys carrying the show on?
We've been out since the end of September, and we go until the end of November.
November 26th, I believe, is our last show.
Amazing. Fun.
Basically, from October 31st till November 26th, we are Canada, west to
Amazing.
east. So, yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank you so
for,
much.
and thanks for coming in and sharing this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Again, the SimonandGarfunkelStory.com, where to go if you want to find all the information on the show. We got lots to get to still before the top 10 at 10 this morning, not the least of which is right now. It's Money Talk time. Our friend Kim Parley is here, Vice President, TD Wealth. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Did you want to sing a song for us? Because the pressure's kind of on now.
Yeah,
You know?
no.
Okay.
My gift to you is I'm not singing for you.
Okay, fine then. Maybe you could then instead tell us about the song that the finance minister is singing this morning.
Yeah, so we had an update from the finance minister speaking, just had a press conference that finished a minute ago, I think. And there's been a lot of controversy. I'm not going to speak to his issues about holdings and disclosures, but this has been around small business tax reform. He came out a little while ago, and they've been going across the country looking to reform the tax system around small business, and they made some tweaks this morning. Let me just get to the headline. The headline is, one of the changes they were planning on doing was how they taxed passive income inside a corporation. Why do you care about this? This is, again, for someone who runs a small business, and the business requires money to do what they do, whether you be doctor, dentist, lawyer, dry cleaner, whatever it is. But sometimes the money stays in the business, and then it is invested in things like stocks and bonds and ETFs. And the reason that people will do that is they're saving for their retirement many times, but also the tax rate is lower within a private corporation than it is in the hands of the individual who would be doing it. So the minister came out this morning and said that there's going to be changes to what they call passive income, which are those types of investments, and they're going to change the income threshold a year to $50,000 per year. So you will be only allowed to generate $50,000 worth of income from those passive investments inside of it. There also made changes yesterday. We heard about the reduction in the small business tax rate from 10.5% to 9%. And a whole other things, including things like long-term capital gains exemption, which I won't get into. But the nut of this is that, we're getting some clarity on this. We're going to have to see how it's being received. But small business owners have been very sensitive to these changes and has been very vocal. So we'll have to see how this is played out.
Kim, to say that round 4 of the NAFTA talks ended in, well, let's say some tension, is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, so what we've heard, of course, is the NAFTA talks are now going to be extended to next year. I believe there's 7 rounds of talks. They're going to be going into number 5. It's been extended by 3 weeks. Yeah, and they're getting into it. This is not a friendly shake hands renew. We knew that. Like, they're getting into the issues. I think, some people, it depends on who you talk to, but the fact that the talks are continuing and going to 2018, I think some would say is a good sign, because if they weren't going well, they'd say, well, forget it, we're not going to do this. So the fact that the talks are continuing are very positive, but a lot of this is just going to, a lot of this is going to really depend on what the changes in the agreement are. In terms of the supply side, are they going to change, other things that are basic to our economy? And keep in mind, the U.S. is an important trade partner. So we're going to have to just wait and see. The one thing I have heard from someone close to this talked about the fact that, some people believe that the U.S. is playing hardball because they want the other partners to walk away, and the other partners are like, no, someone's going to walk away, you're going to walk away, because we're not going to take the blame for walking away. So, again, there's a lot of tough talk going on right now, but I know TD Securities believes that at the end of the day, a deal is going to get done.
There you go, Kim Parlee, Vice President, TD Wealth. Thank you for the time, my friend.
Take care.
All right, Happy Gang here at 9:39. 21 to go before 10 o'clock. Tomorrow on the show, our friend Mika Barnes coming in. He's just a treat. You probably know him from his time in the Nylons, but great vocal instructor to Hollywood stars. I mean, he's a big deal. It's going to be fun having him here. Neil Young right now. You almost never hear this song on the radio anymore. It's Sugar Mountain, Zoomer Radio, AM 740, downtown Toronto, FM 96.7.